Hello friends, random art hat number 37 on YouTube here. Before we start, look at this camera. Look how tiny it is. I started this journey trying to find a cheap infrared camera, and now I'm obsessed with this thing. Anyways, infrared photography. So I've been trying to find an infrared setup again. I do not love midday lighting in the slightest. I thought I should maybe have a fun gimmick to throw on at this time of day. I'm not the first one to have made video about this. I'm sure I'm not going to be the last one. It's summertime now, so these harsh daylight days are plentiful, unless you live in like Australia or something. So shooting infrared is a good way to spice things up. The old Leica M8 I had has a weak IR filter, which is great for this application. I really love that camera. I just can't hold on to it, knowing that it will die a painful death on me some days and leave a hole in my constantly overdraft bank account. So yeah, ever since I saw that camera, I've been looking for ways to shoot infrared again. Until now, I think I have assembled a setup that works for me here, that also don't break the bank. So yeah, strap in and let's talk about this. We're at the park to shoot some infrared photos in the middle of the day, like 40 degrees Celsius because I hate life, I guess. Need my sunglasses. So yeah, I went to a local park to shoot this thing. There's a lot of foliage here with some interesting old-timey things around, which is right up my alley. The trees will also do double duty, which is to save me from this absolutely dog shit of a heat wave. I will say I want a clear blue sky to get that dark sky look, and it took me quite a bit of waiting until there's a day when the conditions are right. And this was the day, and I wasn't going to waste it even if it's 40 degrees. So yeah, this is a full spectrum converted Sony Nex5N that I got from Facebook Marketplace for like $100. If you have a spare camera, you can send it somewhere like Rollei Vision to get converted, but that conversion is quite expensive in itself and unobtainable too since I don't live in the US. Luckily, I saw a guy in my country doing conversions for these cheap cameras, and I decided that I'll just buy one from him. Why this particular Nex model, you might ask? Well, this one doesn't have a face detect autofocus unlike the newer Sony camera has. Without that, after modding it, you don't need to buy a replacement hot mirror to put on top of the sensor, and hence that saves a bit of dough. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a camera convertologist or anything. That's how the guy explained to me. I got this camera for very cheap as a result, and this thing still focuses very quickly and accurately. This is an APS-C camera with only 16 megapixels, which is 13 more than what anyone ever needs, so I'll be fine. This weighs like nothing for the capability of it. The battery is like half the weight. I was so tripped up the first time that I take out the battery and realized that this camera weighs less than like one ply toilet paper. Sony used to be a bunch of crazy motherfuckers, you know, who goes all out to make cool things. I will say the screen of this camera is kinda dog shit, which is the reason I got this cover thing. Yeah, just so I can see the screen when I'm outdoors. It doesn't have an EVF either, so yeah. I'm shooting this thing in harsh midday lighting, so having a decent screen or EVF is ever more important, but beggars can't be choosers, you know. I shamefully tried to take a quick photo of the public toilet here. It was a nice shot though. I like the angle of light, and I like the ominous dark sky. The shot might have even worked better with false color infrared. We'll talk about that later on. The menu system is ancient though, and the usability is not great. There are no dies or anything on this tiny body. I suspect I would have been more annoyed by that, but in reality I just use aperture priority and shoot everything at f1.6, and then it's basically a point and shoot, so it's actually fine. The most annoying part of this camera is just it has no USB charging. You gotta be old school and use one of these. I hate these things though, it just takes up space and it's annoying to use. And my solution is to treat this like a limited film roll. One charge for the whole run and just leave this thing at home. If I run out of battery on this camera, then so be it. But the battery actually lasts quite a long time, because it's huge in comparison to the camera. One afternoon of shooting and I use like only 20% or something. This is the Sony E20mm f2.8, and I also have the 16 f2.8. These lenses cost next to nothing these days, although I actually had a bit of a problem hunting these down. They are not optical masterpieces or anything, but they are tiny pancake lenses, which fits well with what I'm trying to do. The problem with finding lenses for the infrared setup is this hotspot problem. They have no hotspot below f8, which I'll never shoot above anyways. Most of these shots are at f5.6. That's enough depth of field for 99% of the time. And it lets me handhold the camera at a reasonable shutter speed. These lenses have autofocus, which is nice. Manual focusing with this camera in the midday lighting would be a nightmare. I have a few manual lenses that would actually have no hotspot too, like a few Canon FDs, but they all look comically huge on this camera, which is kind of funny because these Canon FD lenses are not even really big lenses. I just mostly use the 20 because a 30mm equivalent is a more versatile focal length. It's also not goofy wide like the 16. The 20 is a little bit sharper than the 16 from what I heard, but I don't really care anyways. I add a lot of grain and artificial diffusion via negative clarity to the final photos, because it's more faithful to the Rollei Infrared film look, This lens have some flaring issues, and I don't love these flares in this look, so I just cover up the lens with my hands like you can see here. I could just use a lens suit, but that adds bulk to the setup, so it's whatever. I don't really mind that much. That looks pretty Edward Hoppery on the screen right now. I don't know if you can see it. Oh my god, it even has the chain tracks in front.
Oh my god, it even has a watermark.
I mean, it was a malfunction kit chains, but still. I even bust out my secret normal camera here to take a shot. Now that you have a full spectrum camera and a lens that doesn't have hotspot, you can put filters on to achieve the look that you want. You can block certain parts of the visible light wavelengths with different filters to get a stronger or weaker infrared effect. I actually got this cheap variable IR pass filter a while ago that does the whole range from 550 to 750, again on Asia AliExpress. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you can explore the whole range of the spectrum in one filter. After many trials and errors, I realized that I'm pretty much only interested in the black and white IR look. The color look and the aerochrome look is also very interesting, but I never really felt that I had a good reason to shoot that. Maybe one day I can use that as a device for commentary or something. Actually now is probably a good time. Environment dying, late stage capitalism, civil unrest, etc, etc. Yeah, the easiest way to do this is just to order the Kodak aerochrome filter. But that thing costs as much as this whole setup though, so I'm not gonna commit to that until I know that I'll use it more. I never want to open Adobe Photoshop again in my lifetime, so the channel swapping bullshit if you don't use that filter is a no-go for me. I decided to order just 720 nanometer filter here. That is the same filter thread as this lens, so I can just put it here and it's more low profile. I just love this black and white infrared look. A 720 nanometer or higher filter would block basically most of the visible light wavelengths and left you with just infrared lights. This one is like also from Asia's AliExpress for like 20 bucks. You can probably get the HIE R72 or something if you are more culture. But this works for me. This filter has one stupid annoying quirk though, which is somehow you can fit a whole lens cap onto it. It's very dumb. I just kinda have to stick it in there and wiggle around and then hope for the best. I mean, I'm a married man and should know things like this, right? I guess there are downsides of buying cheap Chinese shit sometimes. Sometimes the false color look just work better than black and white though. Like these shots at this house. The house is white, so if the plants are white too, then there's really no contrast. Aerochrome might have been cool here as well, but yeah, even the bare naked 720 nanometer look is pretty cool. You may also ask, why not just make a foul infrared look with a normal camera? And I have tried that, you know, but it's just not really the same.
It's so hot. It's been like 30 minutes and I'm dying already.
Man, I love this look though. Really brings out this strange, otherworldly, dreamlike feeling. This shot feels very lonely, which I love. And this shot where all the buildings in the backdrop is dark because there's no light over there, just chef's kiss, you know. It feels very ominous. I'd love if there was maybe like a human here, like this one photo I shot on film at this location a while ago. But no one is sitting in this bright ass 40-degree sunlight, unless they want to fry themselves, so yeah, still a nice photo though.
The scrappier this camera is, it actually has a better grip than the Nikon ZF that I'm using. Yeah, it's very funny. So light too. I'm going home.
In the end, will I add this setup to my arsenal? I mean, yeah, I love the look, and to have this tiny setup that weighs less than a lens and has autofocus is a dream. It's a special occasion look for sure. Probably when I'm feeling particularly moody or when the midday lighting is just... and it works great for that. Vietnam still have a lot of foliage everywhere still, you know. For now at least. We are only halfway through cutting all the trees down to build high-rise buildings. I'll say I still have a few more good years. I still kinda want to buy the aerochrome filter from Kodak. Maybe when I have friends coming from the States so I can get it a bit more affordably. Yeah, I have friends. You can prove that I don't. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next time, I'll see you guys around.